The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Sunday morning. Well, we got a parade on Fifth Avenue, and it's the Greek Independence Day Parade. And, hopefully the sun is shining and for the whole day. And with us today is Louis Katsos, the chairman of the parade. And, Lou, the Greeks usually, the sun shines upon them. What's going on today?
Well, today we're parading and celebrating the 205th anniversary of the start of the Greek independence and the war against the Ottoman Empire for liberty. And also this particular year, John, because it's a very special year, it's also the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So in this particular year, we're linking up the two nations, and it's the logo is really 205-250. And it has to do with the linkage of these two nations over a period of time from the American Revolution, which was affected by classical Greece and all the writings that they had in terms of liberty and democracy and all the rest of that. And then...
so what you're saying is that the American Revolution had an effect on the Greek Revolution to win their freedom from the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, I'm saying both. I'm saying that the Greece itself had an effect on the American Revolution to begin with in 1776.
Oh, tell us that.
Yes. Don't forget, all the presidents, the founding father, etc., of the United States of America in the early days, they were all educated in classical Greek. They spoke the Greek language. They actually went to school. You couldn't go to college in those particular days unless you knew Greek and Latin. So the effects of the ancient writings affected the American Revolution in terms of concepts of democracy and liberty and all the rest of that. So that's important. But then at the same time, 2 generations later, when the Greek Revolution broke out, the Americans felt an affinity to the Greeks because like the American Revolution, where they fought against an empire, and this time it was the English Empire, in the particular case of the Greeks, they were fighting against the Ottoman Empire. And there was a tremendous linkage in America with that, and that was a part of American history, which was called the Greek fever period in the 1820s of American history. Thousands of people were involved, raising money, etc., and some Americans actually went to fight in Greece. One of them, the first one who went, in fact, was George Jarvis, who was from New York. He fought and he died in Greece, and it was also a relative of George Washington who fought in Greece, died in Greece, and is buried in Greece.
Wow. I bet you a lot of the American people are hearing this for the first time. So there's going to be a big parade, and this parade has been going on for how long, the Greek Independence Day?
It's been going on since 1938, but in reality, the Greek Independence Day parade, which originally was down Broadway, where they went to City Hall and they raised the Greek flag, was from 1893.
And what time does it start on Sunday?
It starts at 1:30 down Fifth Avenue.
Down Fifth Avenue? Up Fifth Avenue.
Excuse me. Up Fifth Avenue.
Up Fifth Avenue.
Up
and it starts around where the Pierre Hotel is, I understand.
That is correct. We're starting at the Pierre Hotel.
And it's going up to about, 79th Street?
79th Street, yes.
So it's going to be a Greek Independence Day parade. A lot of bands, a lot of floats.
A lot of bands, a lot of floats. There's 100 different contingents that are they're marching. As a matter of fact, your group from WABC will be there and towards the front of the parade, actually, behind the F zones. So it'll be a great occasion, and a lot of people are coming from Greece with their traditional outfits. So it's going to be a very exciting event. And I want to add, John, that not only is this a Greek parade, it's also an American parade. And let me explain what I mean by that. Like I said, it's part of American history. Americans fought and died there. And at the same time, the Greek Revolution affected the American abolitionist movement as well as the women's suffrage movement, because when the revolution took place, a lot of people were involved. They were using the rhetoric to free the Greeks from the Ottoman Empire, and that same rhetoric was used after the Greek Revolution by some of the people who actually fought in Greece, who came back to the U.S. that same rhetoric was used to the freeing of the slaves. As a matter of fact, both black abolitionists and white abolitionists used the same rhetoric that was used for the Greek Revolution for the abolitionist movement.
So now you're taking us from American Revolution 1776 to the Greek independence 1821.
Yes.
To the abolitionist
the abolitionist movement. Even
and
in the Civil War, John, there were Greeks who fought, who actually were Greek, in some cases, orphans, who came to the United States during the Greek Revolution, came to the U.S. and actually fought for the U.S. Within the Navy, for example, and even scholars were here that were physicians, etc., for the North. Okay, so they came here and actually fought for the United States in the American Civil War.
Wow.
Not only that, John, listen, we can go further back. We can go to the first battle of the United States overseas, the Battle of Derna in 1805, which had to do with the Barbary pirates. Okay, in those days, it's almost similar to what's happening today. The Barbary pirates did not allow ships to go in unless they paid. And the United States, before they had their freedom from England, was part of England, and England was paying, France was paying to go through the Mediterranean so they could trade to the Barbary pirates. When the U.S. became free, the Barbary coast, the Barbary pirates asked the U.S. to pay to go across. The U.S. into its early days was paying close to almost, I don't know the exact number, but 10% of the national budget to pay the Barbary pirates to go across the Mediterranean. Jefferson said, excuse my language, screw you, and the Barbary War started. The first battle of the United States overseas, which was the Battle of Derna. The Marines went down there. That's what they mean by the shores of Tripoli. When the Marines went there, there were more Greeks fighting with the Marines than there were Marines themselves. So the Greeks were actually involved with America in the Battle of Derna, the first battle overseas and the first battle the United States won.
Well, Louis Katsos is with us this Sunday morning, and we started talking about Greek Independence Day. But Louis Katsos is not only in the real estate business, but a true historian, and I like how you're filling us all in on the history. Now, I'm going to ask you just your opinion. What's going on right now? You know, there's an old expression, Louis Katsos,
yes.
History repeats itself.
Absolutely.
What is going on right now with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, it may seem
Is
crazy.
it similar to what it was?
It may seem crazy, but this is almost analogous to the Barbary Wars, actually. People want to charge people to go across and to do trading, etc. And the United States said at that point, no, it's not happening. We had actually 2 Barbary Wars, by the way, in the United States. And so it's a similar situation. Will they stop? My opinion is no, until we do what happened in the Barbary Wars. My opinion.
And what happened in the Barbary Wars if history repeats itself?
In the Barbary Wars, they came in with their ships, okay, the merchant ships, etc., and they invaded the area and took over, basically, and that ended the Barbary Wars.
In other words, if you don't take over that area where they create the war, then you don't win at the end.
Yeah, not only that, it's not so much taking it over. It's they went in there and basically defeated them, and they understood that they cannot continue to charge to go across the Mediterranean.
Louis Katsos, chairman of the Greek Independence Day Parade, thank you for the history lesson. God bless you. God bless Greece. God bless America. And we'd like you to come on more often because history does repeat itself.
Whenever you like, John, and thank you. And then join us on Fifth Avenue on Sunday, today, actually.